Learning to write high-quality unit and integration tests takes time. There's quite an art to it which takes time to master, but here are a few things I consider to be best practices to follow when writing automated unit and integration tests. For unit testing to be truly effective, it needs to be an integral part of your development process. If you wait to write unit tests until after you've completed a feature, or worse, after you've written your whole app, you've really lost the key benefit of doing it. For me, the single biggest benefit of unit testing is not the test itself. That almost becomes a happy side effect. The biggest benefit is it forces you into writing well-designed code. Well-designed and well-written code is inherently testable. Poorly designed code is not. Unnecessary amounts of coupling, poor separations of concerns, long and overly complex methods are all signs of bad OO design and practices, and unit testing makes those things stand out like a sore thumb. Identifying those problems as the code is being developed will help to ensure that they get resolved immediately. Always use object-oriented best practices in your test cases. It's really important that you view your test cases as first-class code assets. The same design principles you would apply when writing your application code should be applied to your unit test code as well. This means you should look for opportunities to refactor your test cases to pull up common functionality into a base class, remove duplicate code, decompose long methods. Failing to do so will drive up the cost of change and will contribute to the test case losing value over time. Focus on testing behavior and not methods. A common question is, should I write unit tests for my private methods? And the short answer is no. Unit tests should test the outwardly observable behavior of an object. Private methods exist solely to support an object's public behavior, so your unit test should be written from that perspective. Now, with that said, there are always exceptions. If it would be cumbersome to adequately test a private method indirectly, go ahead and write a direct test for it. Objective-C is a very loose language when it comes to the notion of private, so directly calling private methods is easy to do. Directly test private methods when necessary, but as a general rule, I would avoid it. I would always apply the too simple to break rule. Now, there's always a cost in writing unit tests, so it's rarely desirable to shoot for 100% code coverage. There are many behaviors an object will have that are really just too simple to break. For instance, a method that simply returns some state from an object generally is not going to fail, so there's probably no value in writing a test for it. Ultimately, you need to be the one who makes that determination of what's too simple to break, but not writing a test for these very simple methods will save you time and energy. Then finally, always leverage add-on tools and frameworks. Xcode's unit testing support seems to get better in each release, but there are a number of third-party libraries that can improve your unit testing experience. OCMock is one that we've seen already, and I do highly recommend. OC Mockito is another mocking framework, which is a port of Java's Mockito framework, and Hamcrest is an alternate assertion library which is considerably more powerful than the built-in st-assert macros. Learning to write effective unit and integration tests is a skill that takes time to develop, but I hope you'll take these items into consideration as I believe they'll positively impact your efforts.